guys, welcome to the end of year special episode with the First Girl podcast. We have some very special guests with us today. Woo! You can be this.
Well, I'm Eddie.
I'm Anna.
I'm Favor.
I'm Anissa.
And I'm Jen.
I feel like I'm the most excited.
I am so excited for this episode. So basically, they didn't know what we were going to talk about.
Yes, I begged.
And then she said the topic is you. I said because
it literally is like because you guys are important people. So
it's
about you. So I
feel
like we should start off here just to break the ice.
Take them a little bit.
I'm scared. I don't know
new employees here. Before we talk about ourselves, I feel like because this is like it's like the end of the year type of video. I was thinking if we can all just use one word to describe how the year's been.
Oh.
You can use multiple words if you want to. For you, how your year's been for you.
You know, this will be my first official reflection for the year. Do you know what I mean? Like, I haven't actually reflected, so I feel like I'm kind of being like forced to reflect now.
Yeah. The year's ended in 2 weeks.
That was true. No, not 2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks. We are in November, and then before you know it, it's January 2023.
What happened to you?
What happened in December?
No, but the same way the year's been. For me, I feel like the year's just gone by so quickly. Before you know, we're literally saying Happy New Year.
I feel like it was just last month we were saying Happy New Year. Do you get what I mean? I feel like it was just last month we were doing Christmas, where I went home, and now it's Christmas.
Yeah, literally, the year's going so quick.
Oh gosh.
Who wants to start off? How's the year? One word to describe your year.
Why don't you start?
I think my year has been a roller coaster.
Oh, I feel you.
Yeah, that's the best word to describe it. In a sense of like, I am constantly. I don't know what to expect. It's like once I feel like I get it, and then I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then it's a constant movement. Like I've had years where it's like, oh, it's all right, and then I have moments of just little things. But this year has been constantly it's like constant roller coasters, good and bad. Yeah. But it's just very constant. That's how I would describe my year.
That's good.
Oh, I don't know, you know.
Same. I'm actually stuck.
Yeah.
I've got one.
Go on.
I feel like for me, the best word is growth. I feel like I've grown a lot as a person this year and realized stuff. I mean, the words of Kylie Jenner.
It's been a year of realization.
Yeah. So that would be like my year growth. Just a lot of changes.
To be fair, I've had growth as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
I would say for me, in terms of like personal experiences, I say my year has been godly. Because I have like decided to fully commit into my walk with Christ, like legit all in, and what has been happening, what he's shown me, what he's done for me, it's just beyond anything I would have ever expected. So, and I've just learned so much about myself and about God during this time. So I'd say it's been godly.
I love that.
I agree, actually.
I love that. I feel like I'll say my year's been fast.
Okay.
But then at the same time, now that I'm reflecting, I feel like it's also been a year of answered prayers. But it's one of those things where the prayers are being answered in the background, but then I don't realize it. Because I feel like when I look back in this year, I'm like, the things that, I'm like, wow. Yeah. It was fast, yeah? Because I feel like for most of it, I feel like it just...
Yeah.
I just like, it just dashed, like, and then, but then I look back and I'm like, you know what, all the things I said that, I wanted to do this year, by God's grace, it's been done. The things that I prayed for, and I'm like, wow, and I'm looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, God, and sometimes I'm like, I'm so ungrateful.
Things you don't, because you go so quickly, you don't really realize it until it's happened already.
And the biggest thing I realized, sometimes you pray for something so much, and then he answers, and then it's happening, and you're looking at it like, it's weird. It's like, this is what I prayed for. But then at the same time, it feels like, God, like, what's going on? But then it feels so like it's just happened. Like, and that's where
Yeah.
it just walks past you because it just feels like it's just happened.
Yeah, because I feel
Do you know
like
what
with
I
that,
mean?
when you pray about something, you expect it to be some kind of like revelation, like here you go, here's the answer. But when it just happens, just like, you're like,
Exactly.
oh,
You expect it to come with fireworks and all the
Yeah.
works. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, here's your prayer. But then it just fits in and it just comes and you're just
natural.
You're just living. So I feel like fast and answer prayers. I'll say that's what it is.
That is
Yeah.
No, it's my turn. I'm thinking because literally, like Evie said, mentioned before, I don't start my reflection process until like after I've said Merry Christmas and things like that. So my brain is trying to fast forward. I'm trying to see my life in fast. But I'm thinking alongside what I think everybody said, definitely I don't have a word. I have a few words. Definitely I think I've experienced high highs and low lows. And like Ebby said, I feel like for me more than anything it's been like a year of answered prayers for those around me. So I don't understand, like it's like this indirect sense of like joy and happiness because it's the prayers that I've been praying for other people.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily for myself. So it's the prayers that I've been praying for other people that I'm seeing, you know, coming to realization. And for me, it's like that. I'm so happy for you. And it's just seeing that person like flourish in whatever it is that they're doing or whatever it is that they've prayed for. And you like, I don't know, but for me, I get that overwhelming sense of like joy and I get sometimes emotional when I see that person like thriving, like, you come on, man, this is what you wanted and you're doing such an amazing job. Like, you're good for it. So it's kind of like that background like observation of like, God, see my people. See my people.
It's that secondhand joy.
I
can definitely
literally that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like I'm looking at everyone and I'm like, yes, like
Things are happening.
that's right for you. And the year's not over.
It's
So
not.
the
There's
ones
more
that
to come.
the years are not over. So
There's more
you
to
know,
come.
But even though I've said
It's
it was
not
a roller
over.
coaster,
It's not over.
I feel like it's actually been one of my best years to be honest.
100%.
So even though I said roller coaster, because roller coaster is not always a bad thing. It's just more of like I meant roller coaster in the sense of like the constant back and forth of the emotions of like just you're happy now and the next minute something happens. It's like back to back. You know, like there's no break. It's like 1 minute I'm like, oh my god, I'm over the moon, I love this, and then something else.
No shit.
It's a lot. But it's been one of the best years because I feel like certain things have pushed me beyond like how I see myself. Because sometimes you have a vision of how you see yourself, and God's like, is that what you? Is that where you see yourself? Is that how you see it? What? Don't worry, I'll give you more. And it's like, wow, okay, wow, okay. Do you actually believe I can do this? Or God, I can do this? Okay, I'll do it. So that's why it's like a roller coaster, but it's a good roller coaster.
I feel like it's quite interesting hearing everyone's reflection of the year because when you actually look at it for the world, it's been such a bad year. Like, and it's just for me, I just got the sense of like that's how you just know that God protects His own. Like, because we've come to the end of the year, and everyone's like, yeah, good things, answered prayers, and all of that. Meanwhile, the word is recession. War. Inflation.
Stop
But then I feel like just listening back now and just everyone is like, wow, like
it's perspective though. Like with most things in life, it's like two people can see the exact same thing, but they'll see it have two different experiences and based on how they see it. So even especially, I remember that during Corona times, people were saying like, oh my god, this year was such a bad year for me. And me personally, I was like, no, it wasn't. It gave me a time to finally just relax. Because with life, it's just constant. And it's like, that year, you were forced to stay in your house. You can't go out. So you have to like stay with yourself and actually deal with yourself.
And talk to your
There's no distractions. It was like a pause, like the world had like a pause, like just stay still for a moment. We needed that. But obviously people have different experiences. People are like, oh, there's a lot of this, everyone's got their own experiences, but it's literally how you see it. Like I personally saw it as a time for me to like just relax and like I don't have to be always out like all the time. So I feel like that's probably what it is, to be honest. So do I want to carry on talking about the year? Actually, what's the best part of the year for you guys?
Oh, we're really reflecting.
Yeah, we're really reflecting. You know, when she came with that question, I was like, oh my gosh, someone's going to force me to reflect. Someone's going to force me to reflect today.
I'm not there yet. I've still got December to go.
December's gone. December is gone.
We're still in November. We've not had carols.
What's the best part of the year?
Have you
Okay, I'll start off. The best part of the year for me was going on holiday.
I was thinking the same.
And also finding love in different ways. And just family, friends, people, everyone, do you know what I mean?
You know what killed me? It's the fact that she's very sweet. Do you know what killed me? It's the fact that she said.
No, but honestly, like traveling, finding love, finding friends, just all of that for me has been just beautiful.
That's true, actually. You know, I feel like this year, because I always say, like, you know, I've been officially 3 years now, I think, in Birmingham. And then I remember I was saying last year, like, I mean, I've been so long in Birmingham, and I still can't say that I've proper solidified like my body of people in that sense that I haven't felt grounded, because I just felt I went to work, came back home. Do you get what I mean?
Like, it wasn't your
best friend.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So I just felt like
it wasn't your city yet.
Do you know what I mean? So I just felt like my cell was so close. It didn't feel like I'd settled. But then I feel like this year, you know, finding you guys, you know, like proper, like, you know, going on holiday with you guys, I was like, wow, that was my first ever girls trip. Do you get what I mean? And I couldn't have asked for anything more. Like it just the way the devil. You know what? Let's go like that. We need to do a story time on that one, because
it's time.
We have to save it. We'll do a second one because everyone has their own individual experience of this guy there.
Who was the ghetto?
It was.
Like, we literally couldn't even. We couldn't get out of the country. Could we get to the airport? Could we get to the airport? Because we.
Oh my god!
We couldn't even. Something was happening to every single person.
And it was like one after the other.
From the night before, some people were seeing spiders.
People saw months.
Some people were seeing
months.
Some people were actually battling insects.
No, physical.
massive.
Literally.
That was me. I was like, what's going on? I was like, spiders.
This is all going down.
That's an experience for the books.
There was so many
up until we entered this plane, everyone was just there like,
It was mad.
Everything was up in the air. Like, are we even gonna go?
Gonna go.
Do you know what's mad? It's like in the midst of that chaos, everyone was still calm about it.
Yeah.
100%. So crazy.
We even laughed about it.
Exactly. Because what are you gonna do?
Actually,
The thing is, I couldn't even find the tears, even to find the appropriate baggage.
No, literally.
Hand luggage, I was stressed out. The suitcase, rucksack. Do you know how many times I changed my bag?
And she called me. I'm working. They gave me overtime just before I wanted to.
This is important.
I've never had overtime since I started working. But the day before I travelled,
they said overtime.
They said please work overtime. And it wasn't even please, it was forced. I was like, wow. So I was working, trying to pack.
That was an experience.
And there's more to the story as well.
But you know what? I couldn't have. It was just so good because I couldn't have asked for anything better. Really, from the people to even get in there. Like, it was just such a great holiday. Do you know what I mean? Like,
especially with traveling with girls.
Yeah,
you guys, I've had experiences like traveling with girls, and it's mixed. So I wouldn't say I was very hopeful because I was like, obviously I know you guys individually, but sometimes is you know somebody, but then when you travel, it's like you get to know them properly. There's a different side to people when they travel and when you live with the person. So yeah, I've had my experiences. And it's like, wow.
Because that was the main question. Whenever you bump into people, they're like, "We saw you go on your holiday. Like, did you girls argue? Did you girls?" I said, Must we be arguing? Literally, can't we just be here for good vibes? Like, do we not look at good vibes?
I believe there was 5 of us. And from the preparation to everything was fine. Like there was no even hustle and tussle. We were not even the group chat. Yeah, it just went like
very smooth.
Yeah, like
even
everybody
the
was
as well because I'd be hearing some stories.
Do you know what I mean?
I'd be hearing some stories.
Even the paying, like because obviously I was alone. I was organized. I didn't even have to change the point. We said one time everybody quang. I even give reminder the day before. Oh yeah, everybody remember. This is the best one I've never organized a trip before, but don't worry. Next time I will mine. Because I was like, it's so easy.
Because I know for me, from past experiences, but like there's always going to be issues that you don't expect to have issues with, like things like who's leading. It's like why do you need a leader? Just lead. Just literally like that's my experience. Like one person wants to be like, no, I want to do this. Then you all have to do this. Like no, but we can all say what we want to do. Like little things like that. Yeah, literally.
Are we in church?
No, but it's like. But in this holiday, it was more like everyone just chipped in with their opinions, and we all just went with what we were trying to.
Whatever.
We all just so happy to be in another country.
That's what it was.
I made them go on a walking tour, and they're like,
I'm just happy to be here.
I couldn't.
Desperate for a holiday.
Genuinely, I couldn't believe. I said, "Wait, guys, we're going to the walking tour." Like, we're gonna walk around.
Even when I feel tired, wow, that was a great time.
Everyone was still so positive, and we were tired.
Oh, the sun was beating.
And when we had to go back to find the main street, we walked for ages.
We were tired. We didn't have water. We were tired. But yeah, everyone was like, "Oh my god, I love that." There was no water. There was no food.
I'm thirsty with you guys.
It's like for some reason we all still found a way to be positive.
Oh gosh, that was a good time.
And that's when I realized, like, yeah, this is a different type of holiday. Like, I feel like it was needed. That's probably the reason why we had a lot of like setbacks before traveling, because there was so many things trying to stop us from actually getting to the airport.
Even the airport itself. That's what
like even just getting to the airport, it's crazy. But yeah, for me,
we should do it again.
Honestly, like traveling, it was amazing for me. That was like a point this year. I was like, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Beautiful. But yeah, the topic for today.
Hey.
Wait, no one else is gonna say that.
Oh, I agree.
Oh, yeah, like
With me. Like me.
Hello.
Best favorite.
Special wife.
Well, I went on holiday as well. I went to Seychelles.
Oh yeah, you did.
Yeah, after
Seychelles,
10 years.
After 10 years. After 10 years. Oh.
Yeah, so like I saw my family, like I'm really close with my nan and stuff, so it was nice to be reunited with my family.
She's from Seychelles.
Yeah, from Seychelles.
If you get time for that,
I've been meaning to ask you, but then like literally the accent.
Beautiful island.
Yeah, it's really,
I love
beautiful.
it.
So I will look.
Let's start saving now. Seychelles.
Don't worry, just let me know.
Yeah, I can show you guys around.
So it's just you here, or like is your like?
I have some family members, but it's very small. So it's just like my dad's brother and his family, and like my uncle and his family, and that's it. So there's a very small circle of us. In England. But yeah, it was so nice to see them after 10 years.
Yeah,
And my nan cried. It was emotional, as you can imagine. But yeah, that was my highlight of the year.
love that.
Yeah, that's
very
okay.
You know what this goes to
It's so
show?
wholesome.
England is bad vibes because haven't we had a good time outside?
No, what I said I had the year was still good. Did you not live in the country for a year?
Carry on.
No, but you think about it. You lived in this country in the year, so in the country the year was good.
Okay, keep going. Justification. Let's go.
The country was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was she says?
Next.
You have to think about it properly. But yeah, guys, the main topic for today is drum roll. Okay. Being a woman.
Oh wow.
Femininity. How do you say? Femininity.
You said it right.
Yeah. And your identity as a Christian woman.
Wow, that's three
I love
parts,
that.
you know. That's 3 parts to the topic.
I like it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I actually wanted to start off with like start off literally how you identify yourself as a woman. Like if you had to describe yourself, how would you say, oh, who am I?
You know what that sounds like?
I'm baffled.
Those
tricky history
No,
questions.
like how do you see yourself? Like someone asked you how would you describe yourself? Like what's your personality like?
okay.
But because you said as a woman,
As a woman, that's okay.
I was like, are you talking about my body part?
I have.
I feel like this is like coming out kind of part. Like, what do you identify as?
Yes.
Right, girl.
I am she, her.
describe personality. Because basically, I have this thing where there's this weird thing of like, what does being feminine look like? That's what I'm thinking of. Because like sometimes,
So do you want to propose the question of what does being feminine mean to you?
Yeah. That's the best way to describe it. Yeah.
So you're gonna host with me next time.
Did you even write the question?
Thank you.
Did you write the question?
No, because no.
What we're not doing here.
So the question was femininity.
What does femininity?
What does femininity mean to you, or what does it look like to you?
Yeah.
What does it look like to me?
That's an interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Do you know what? I would actually go first. Go
Oh!
I was nervous coming on here, honestly. I've been having sleepless nights about this. No, anybody who's telling me this, I'm like, guys, I'm talking on a podcast on Saturday, you know, I'm nervous. I'm actually nervous. I'm very nervous. I'm nervous, you know, I'm actually nervous. I'm backed up because of this. Thank you, Lord Jesus.
Are you ready, yeah?
When you're ready. So the reason why I said I would go first is because actually for a long time I feel like I've been discovering kind of my femininity and kind of how that is expressed and how I want to express it. It's funny because especially because we live in a society where you can't even find moderate dressing anymore. If you want to be feminine, it's almost linked to being ultrally like sexualized.
Exactly.
If you have your plunge must be reaching your belly button, like your dress must be a pants. Do you know what I mean? Like it's almost like weird, and then it's like you want to dress modestly, but then it's like, oh, my dress is now covering my toes, and I'm you know, I'm now wearing a like what's going on? So for me, it's kind of definitely finding that middle ground in terms of my dressing, because I feel like as you grow older also, I was having this conversation with you for a long time, like I look at my wardrobe and I'm not my wardrobe. Because your style, the way you want to present yourself, how you identify as, how you want to express yourself, especially as a female, I feel like you grow into that. All of a sudden you're like, I'm a lady, I want to get my lashes done, I want to wear makeup, I want to get my nails done and things like that. So definitely it is femininity. I love it, I'm so happy. I'm excited. What does femininity look like to me? I feel like femininity is strong, soft, subtle, sensual.
Okay.
All of them.
All the essence.
And the reason why I picked those words is because it's like of being a female or being feminine, people only link it to like being aesthetically pleasing, or like she's so pretty but she has no brains. And it's almost like when you do meet a strong woman now, they're like, oh, she's got masculine features, or she comes across masculine, or she's aggressive. And my thing is that my definition of like femininity, it's definitely a woman that is strong, she's opinionated, she's got her own opinion, she's not afraid to vocalize her opinions. But I think the beauty of it is finding that balance in terms of like she's subtle with it. She's not necessarily somebody that comes across like a bulldozer that is my way or no way. Do you know what I mean? Punching, knocking over the glasses and things like that. But she's subtle with it. She's definitely, there's a time and place. I think an amazing woman, it's knowing when the time to speak for something and the time not to speak. I feel like as a woman, that's a gift that we have in knowing this is the time to speak and knowing when not the time to discuss certain things. I also think definitely for me personally, if you don't agree, argue with your
chair. Argue with your chair.
No, we're not going there. But for me, in terms of dressing, I feel like femininity for me, the way I express my dressing is like I like to look like I like my lashes done. I like my feet done. For me, when I started getting pedicures, changed my life. Honestly, changed my life. Your hair, your outfits that you pick, certain colours. Certain colours look, they're just such a gorgeous colour. Like the pink when you came, I said, babe, that's you. That's the colour over there. Love it. So yeah, definitely these are kind of like my whole idea of femininity, kind of just finding what your lane and being strong and firm in it. There is no right or wrong. I don't think so.
That's a good one.
I don't think
like
I-
that.
I-
Do you get what I mean?
I can't
I want
touch
to
that.
just someone
Like,
like
you're
that.
so
Oh,
right.
you know?
No, there's more. You can
Oh, of course there is more.
Maybe we're thinking hard about
No,
it.
what I mean is more because that's Anna's definition.
Yeah.
Because with like when I think about being feminine, the reason why I ask this question is because it's like you just said. I feel like I'm going through a stage where I'm starting to discover what being a feminine woman looks like. Because like there's being a woman and you're existing,
woman, yeah.
but there's also
Yeah.
being a feminine where you're like, oh, I liked certain things. I like this, and this expresses who I am and my personality. Because I went through a stage where I was thinking, do I have to seem like I'm soft to appear feminine? Because my personality is, I know what I want.
Yeah.
And I'm quite driven in that sense of like, I don't feel like I don't try to make myself feel small because I need to make. I can't explain. I'm like, is that only for men?
Into people.
Yeah, is it only men that are allowed to be like, yeah, I'm gonna be a millionaire and say that boldly?
Yeah.
Because I don't really hear females like, because like if you say it's almost like, oh, this
Oh wow, high achiever. What about the kids? What about the husband?
like who's saying you can't do that and have kids? It's like it's weird. It's like sometimes I'm like, do I want? I just don't say it because I'm like I don't want to start seeming like I'm not like prioritizing things that being a feminine looks like, which is having a family and having kids. Because that's amazing. I love that. But it's like I also have other stuff that I want as well. Am I allowed to see that something that I want to achieve? Or
Is that feminine?
Is that feminine?
Imagine how many ambitions are not feminine.
Not literally, because I genuinely think about, because sometimes when you hear how certain men describe the woman that they want, it's never anything about what she's doing. It's more about what she's doing, bringing for him.
Yeah.
And it's never about the woman as a person. Like with females, we'll say, I want a man that's doing this, ambition. Whereas a man will be like, I want a woman that's like, this nice, so much can cook.
She's nurturing.
And to me, automatically that makes me think, is that what being a feminine looks like then?
Yeah, being nice.
Is that what?
That's what they say. Be nice.
Is that what makes a woman? Is in a sense of like you have to have those. You have to see that as priority. They're all important, but is there more?
Yeah.
So I'm going for a weird. Like I'm like, am I allowed to just always say, oh guys, I want this, or should I just hold it back?
Say it.
So what have you discovered so far then
I
in
can
that
say
journey?
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I can say. But it's like I'm still thinking, is that something that being a feminine looks like as a woman, a female?
Feminine.
What do you think a female looks like?
So that's what I'm still discovering.
Oh, so you're still discovering.
Yeah, because I'm like,
discovering it, okay.
because a lot of people's like some of the versions I've seen, especially on social media, is more like people that are very sexually expressive.
Yep.
And I'm like, is that all? Is that all it is?
Or then it's the mother and kids.
Yeah.
It's either you're sexy or you're giving. Oh, she gives wife.
Yeah.
She's giving girlfriend. She gives wife. Hey! So somebody's your girlfriend, but she's not your wife. No, what are we doing here?
No, literally. And then when you see a woman that's talking about like ambition, they call her boss lady.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Girl boss.
Do you know what I mean? That takes away the element of that soft.
Yeah, the softness of
Softness
it, yeah.
of, it's like, why can't you just be a woman that's doing well? Like, why is there? Do you see Boss Man? Do you honestly?
in the corner shop, you see Boss Man.
Do you ever see? Do you like? It's Boss Man. That's what it's like. I feel like I know what my definition is, but sometimes when I see what's
the world's perception
of what I'm seeing, it confuses me. It's like, oh,
okay,
which one is it?
I hear what you're saying.
So that's where I'm at.
Proverbs 31.
What is this?
That's your definition of
So what is it?
On what?
Bring out your Bible.
And you wake up in the morning, early in the morning.
Not just in the morning, early.
It says, wake up early in the morning. And that's in the Bible. And naturally,
In the Bible.
Are you sure you're not mixing that?
She wakes up before the cock crows.
that was
Something like
Is
that.
that not early?
Yeah, that was before the cock crows.
In Proverbs.
31.
31. Proverbs 31. This woman, you don't want to meet her.
Thank you.
She wakes up but before the cock crows.
She's up.
There you go.
She's already washing. She's ironed your boxes, your socks. She's run back your pack lunch. She's running your bag. She said, baby, the shower is warm.
But you know what it is? I'm that's not saying that that's not even wrong. That's fine.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
My point is, there's so many elements to being a feminine woman that we can't just all focus on just one element of a woman.
But the thing is that I get what sorry, I just
Hey! Sorry, how long have you known me, Ebony? How many times have you said my name?
Jen, sorry, I had a blank moment there. But yeah, I get what she's trying to say in Proverbs 31 because Proverbs 31 woman actually embodies all of it.
Yeah.
She's a boss lady. She's a nurturer. She's she goes to work. She looks after her man. She does it all, basically. And that's why I get what you mean by Proverbs 31. Moving it back to you now, continue.
Let me learn the verse off by heart and I'll come back to it.
But I do agree with that. Like if we're trying to, because to be honest, at the end of the day, especially as Christian ladies, like it is true. Like the Bible gives you, I believe 100% that the Bible gives you all the answers that you want to find in this world, including especially this topic, feminism. And I feel like, to be honest, short and sweet answer, Proverbs 31, because she embodies everything. All of it. Everything, the sensuality, the days, everything you could ever think of that a woman is represented as or thought of, that's what she is. Now when we want to personalize it, because Proverbs 31, she's on towards, she's very... She's like, it's very high. Very high. She's very high. We are praying, that's why we pray for grace, so that we can reach there. But for me, funny enough though, now bringing it down, this topic is something I've never actually thought about. I have never, like, I'm the complete opposite of Anna in which that she is actually like, but I've never thought because me, person as a person, I just feel like I've just gone through like, I am who I am. And I learn and discover who that person is along the way, and you either take it or you leave it. I don't feel like I need to, or I've never really felt like I needed to fit into any bracket of what like a definition of a person is. Like, I just feel like this is me, be it feminine or like I'm not masculine, but whatever you want to describe it as. If I'm portraying a certain character to you and you say, oh, this is a masculine, that is your problem, eat it. I don't care. That's your issue. It's a thing where I'm not necessarily limited to like, I don't really have the need to feel, okay, feminism. But funny enough, now that I've brought up this topic, I feel like it's actually a very interesting topic to actually look into. Like, what does that mean for you? And I mean, I know I'm a woman, and I feel like I've been surrounded with lots of strong women, and I feel like I know what the definition or the examples of women that I've seen around. And for me, when I look at like role models in that kind of thing, is basically it's still the same essential of a woman does all, but like I think of strength. I just feel like, come on now. I know a lot of people say that a woman are strong. No, but like as in women are strong.
You're preaching. You are
like you don't know the extent to how strong. Like until you have to actually dig inside of, and then you're in a situation where you have to. You don't know how you pull this power, but the power will just pound. And I feel like women have this level of strength that I feel like, and I believe that God has given us 100%. Because we've, the biblical definition of like what we are, we're supporters. We are supposed to support. It's like we are carrying.
Do you know what it is?
I'm so sorry.
You think being at the forefront is something to support? It's my back.
You are supporting everybody.
No,
be it in your own home when you're married, you're supporting your husband, but even before you marry, you support your siblings. You support even your parents. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not thinking about it.
I need my mom to know. I need it to understand. I need that.
And it's more times than not, when you think of the supporter, you don't think of who's supporting the supporter. Where does the supporter get their own strength from?
Literally.
So in order for you to support, you must have a certain level of strength.
100%.
Do you get what I mean? And I feel like you don't understand the height of what that means or what that requires until it's expected of you. And I feel like, in every single thing that you do, like, it's just about honing in on that strength that, I can do what I need to do because of, more times than not, I feel like women as well is because you have to do it. If you don't do it, who will do it?
You will do it.
Do you get what I mean? Like, it's one of those things, and also because terms of now when you talk about the other ways that the world sees us, the whole caring and nurturing bit, it's like you can't ignore that. It's also a part of you. So even when you're talking about boss ladies and all of these kind of things, like they do it. They are also supporters in their field. They are also nurturers. They're also carers. They're also, so I feel like you can't even, a true woman cannot be without all of this.
Literally.
If you are really a woman, and it's almost like a calling on your life. Do you get what I mean? That it's a thing where you step in any space you step into, you automatically have that responsibility, that sense of ownership to support, to help, to nurture, to care, to give. Do you get what I mean? And it's also like, and relying on that strength that God has given you within yourself to just pull it and be that rock. Do you get to that? For me, I just feel like that just embodies what a woman. Now, when you talk about feminism and all of that, femininity, like the essence of how you're portrayed, I agree. I agree with Anna. I agree if I actually think about it, I do agree with Anna. I agree with Favor that, you know, and I feel like it also depends on how you want to portray it, or how you choose to portray it. Do you know what I mean? I hear this. I mean, I speak to Anna about this all the time. It's a thing where, like, I don't necessarily see myself as a feminine woman, like the idea of what feminine woman is, that comes across the softness and the bright colors and I mean, look at me, I wear all black. But she got her lashes. I got makeup. So it's a thing, and I feel like that's a very interesting thing, and that's the joy in the discovery process. And I like what you were saying in the sense of, like, you know, you're discovering, like, honestly, how you choose to portray it and who you own into.
Because people will see me, I'm girly. Like, I love pretty things, I love all of that, but my personality is tough. And it's like, sometimes people don't know that. I'm thinking, it's like, what does that look like? Does that just because I dress the way I dress, does that mean I'm going to be very...
I feel like people mix that up, like, all because you're pretty and girly doesn't mean that I'm extremely necessarily soft and feminine.
In that sense.
They're two different things, that's why they're two different words.
So, so I'm sort of like thinking, so what, like...
But I feel like that's just down to the perception of people and how people just view you. Because I feel like that's just life. Like, I feel like you choose how you want to be presented or what bracket you want to fall into. But I feel like people are always going to read and decipher whatever conclusion they want to come up with until they actually get to know you. Like, so I feel like, feminism is like just basically choosing, because it's a thing where, like, because, like I was saying, like, because I don't necessarily do the softer colors, or I'm not necessarily softer on the approach and things like that, like, I don't think that makes me any less of a woman. I feel like feminine, maybe in the eyes of what people want to attach femininity to, in terms of that softness and that all of that, maybe not so much, but I don't feel like it takes away from my womanhood. Is that how they say it? Womanhood. Is that a what?
I think maybe the reason why we tend to have those thoughts is because within the Western society that we live in, that's the emphasis is placed on that. Like, you have all these TikToks where it divine femininity, your dark femininity, your light femininity, your
Actually, I'm gonna say, do you feel like there's an element of toxic femininity in the sense of, like, people are now going borderline just weird?
They are. So there would be some TikToks that would be like, with my boyfriend, I forget how to open the door, do this or pick up a cup.
I heard that.
I mean, my feminine energy.
I forgot how to use utensils.
Utensils.
Did your mother not teach you when you were 5?
It's what I was said, guys, when you sit down, make sure you cross your legs. Oh, shut up! Please! You try cross your legs all day. Shut up!
Because I remember when I was younger, I'm comfortable sitting like this. My dad would be like,
if you don't want anyone to see your things, then if you want to put your leg,
my thing is, what is there to see?
I don't know. There we go.
It's the boys that should be.
It's true.
I feel like if I'm like, the way I see it, I genuinely feel like this whole femininity thing is genuinely, there's no one way to see. It's every individual person. If you're a woman, you're a woman.
Like, because you could go to a village in Africa and they'll be like, you are the most feminine woman we've ever seen. But here they'll be like, she's tough as nail sheet. She's so spicy. She's so loud. She's so outspoken. In a small African village, they'll bow down to you.
They'll say, "Oh, my queen."
Focus on her.
Exactly.
That's
unique.
Exactly.
The villages in Palamu.
Where's that?
What village is that from now?
I've never heard that one before in my life. Never heard of that. What would you say femininity looks like to you, Anissa?
Oh my goodness, don't put me. Sorry, I'm like really shy.
She's
trying to get me out my comfort.
Yeah.
But I would say the word is like multi-dimensional. I would say that women can be anything that they want to be. I think like with me, like living with a guy, like the way that I try to exercise femininity. It's like, oh, but like be submissive, like try, you know, like make him happy, like please him, like support him, like be the backbone, that kind of thing. But I was just like no, like I feel like when you do that, when you like put someone else first and then put yourself behind, you sort of just like lose yourself. So for me, like the femininity that I want to exercise is being like a strong woman. Like I don't want to like be submissive, like, you know, like I want to, the boss lady kind of thing. So I'm like losing my train of thought because I'm like being put on the spot. But
It's okay. I forgot Jen's name. You can't get worse than that. You get
but I feel like it's okay, like to want it all. Like you can.
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna say,
have
because even if someone wants to be submissive, that's
Yeah.
also okay as well. That's the thing. Is like there's no
There's
one
nothing wrong with
way
it.
of being feminine. Like
yeah.
feminine is you. That's what I'm trying to. That's literally.
Nah,
that's what
that's where that topic came
That's
from.
what I've literally. Yeah, that's what I've discovered. So I'm like,
Don't
there's literally.
It was rubbish.
So it's like, literally, I feel like I've gone through the whole just discovering and realised that there's actually there's no actual
There's no
one way, one straight way or one way
Come on.
of appearing as feminine. It's literally just you and who you are, literally.
it's definitely
Because even
individualised.
my issues sometimes even more with like Christianity in a sense of, especially when we talk about dressing, I'm always like, there's a weird battle of like, you know, when you dress, you're meant to like enhance your body, right? And you wear clothes that are fitting, and that's, and sometimes based on the type of body you have, it could appear
Can look bogos or bougie. Pick one. If you're looking bogos
so literally,
You are not
so
modest
someone
enough.
could wear jeans, another person can wear the same jeans, but because that person's a bit more curvy, it would appear that person is trying to be sexual. But it's like, that's what I was thinking. What are we supposed to do? Like,
Wear big clothes.
like
Shapeless. You know the straight something. 2 sizes up.
With a little belt for
In
accessories,
fact, that belt is
baggy jumper.
that belt is doing so much. It was too
sometimes
short.
I always think, I look at certain people, especially in a Christian, I'm always looking at them like, is this how you actually want to
Look.
in general?
because my thing is
your
that,
choice.
and my thing is, what scares me is the juxtaposition of dressing for church and then dressing outside.
Speaking on that now, as we've moved the topic, for me, if there's any part of this topic of femininity that, you know, I feel like I've given more thought to, it's the dressing lately. In terms of what is modesty and how do you display that to a point where you are not looking like only Mary, Mother of God.
Exactly.
But at
I'm
the
not
same
looking at Mary and
time,
Maka.
you wanna look in the mirror and be like, no, I like how I look, right?
Yeah.
But then at the same time, it's a thing where like I'm still within that construct of a Christian woman. I'm still looking modest, and you know, and I'm still. It looks like where I want to be in my life, you know, and like a woman, you know, I mean, you know, this kind of person, and I feel like that's where I'm at personally. I feel like I'm at that place where I'm trying to discover like what that looks like and creating that merger, because even though she's like saying, okay, there's church clothes and there's going out clothes, but it's a thing where I can't lie, I feel like I would not say I have church clothes and going out clothes, but at the same time, I feel like there's some of my clothes that I would not give 2 thoughts on and go out with. That when it comes to church, I'm thinking, maybe I need to throw a jacket. Maybe I need to throw a jacket on that, or maybe I need to maybe not put a jump. Do you get what I mean? So it's a thing where it might not necessarily be that complete, like, because I'm not saying,
It's
this
not
is
as
my...
if you will throw away the top altogether.
So it's
My
a
thing
thing
is,
where
if you're throwing it away
adjusting
altogether,
it.
it's like...
No. But you know, there's some ways that you will wear it. So I feel like it's still kind of similar in the same way that if I was going outside, I would
was
no, you have to.
Of course. Like everywhere you go,
course.
like when you're going to work, you're not going to wear a dress to work or tie. It's wisdom, but I'm so focused on this, on the sense of like sometimes I feel like when when you sort of imagine a Christian woman in the sense of like what some people in the Christian what they talk about, and when you see the people they're with, you think, okay, is this what the Christian woman is supposed to look like, and the way that person is dressing?
What is this Christian woman supposed to look like? What do we think she's supposed to look like? Does anyone know? Does anyone have a... No.
Like I said before, the same jeans can look different on 5 different people.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think it still boils down to what you're saying in terms of like, I feel like one thing that my mum's always taught me is that just dress for your body shape. My thing is that, yeah, fair enough, like I can wear jeans and then a more curvier woman can wear jeans and it might look boogers on her. But my thing is like, the point is like, if babe, you looked in the mirror, you know your ass looks mad. Wear a longer top. I'm not saying and that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying throw away the clothing altogether. And like you said, it's about applying wisdom. I don't throw. There's some clothes. Yeah, when I'm outside, I might not wear a cardigan because I don't feel the necessity to. But of course, I'll wear a cardigan because I'm going. Do you know what I mean? If it's curvy, wear a bit of a longer top. That's all. You know, it's a low plunge. You wear a vest inside. That's all you're doing. Do you know what I mean? You're just making the right adjustments at the end of the day. I don't know what what is meant to look like.
Going off that then, what would we say modesty is, guys? This one. Yeah, no, because I'm really trying to go inside all that. So what would I want to actually hear, like, what would you say? Because you know there's our parents' version of modesty where I don't want to see it. Like where
we went on holiday. We couldn't even post our bikini. We couldn't even post what like we were on holiday. We couldn't post our holiday. We could not post our holiday because they would kill us. No, as if we would all die. If we had posted, we couldn't post. We were on holiday. We couldn't post our holiday. Literally, all we could post is being on the bus stop. That
the day that we all wore dresses. That's the only time.
I posted it on my story.
Oh, did you?
It was within.
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't the night. It wasn't the shining.
It's like I always think like it's not like I'm saying that we like I want to be naked.
Well, Christian women can't wear bikini.
That's another topic. So now I have to Christian women with my big baggy shirt. But you know what? I feel like that's why we need to define what.
No, you swim in dresses.
No, but I feel like that's why we need to define what modesty is. Because you know what? Yeah, I can't lie. So does anyone know Pastor Mike Todd? Right. Yeah. So he went on holiday with his wife recently, and his wife had a full-on bikini, and this man posted it. Like bra and pants. Do you get what I mean? This is a whole
bra and pants and
no, bra and pants, like bra and pants bikini. Like, and he posted it on social media. And
what? This is
no, it's not like it's scrutinized, but this is me. I didn't even read the comments. I don't know. I just me, but this is me from my own where I'm at in trying to question what modesty is. And this is a whole, big. Anyone knows Pastor Mike is, and I can't come for his faith. I can't say that he's not a true servant of God, that kind of thing. So, but now I'm looking at that. Is that acceptable in the Christian community based on what modesty is, or is it not? So that's what I'm still going back to it. Like, what does modesty in this day and age? Let's not look at our parents' time. Let's not in this day and age. What does modesty look like?
To me, I feel like when you dress, everyone you have this voice. We all know something that you feel like I'm not comfortable stepping out with.
Some people are.
No, that's exactly. I'm getting to there.
Do you know what I mean? Some people are actually.
I feel like when you second guess yourself, and the fact that you're having to dress differently, then that clearly means you're not dressing modesty. It's like when you're questioning something, if something's okay, you're not questioning. If you're wearing a normal dress and you don't question it, that's fine. But when you're questioning,
but your second guessing might be influenced by people's perception, and that's what you think it is.
If I walk in,
that's what I'm saying.
Is someone gonna come, sister?
Do you know what I mean?
If someone
and that's one thing that's what I'm saying. That me, I can't lie. I'm really trying to, because I want to live holy. I want to be modest. I want to do all of that. I want to step on people and say, okay, that's a Christian woman. But at the same time, it's like, what's the agreed? Like, what's that? What's the thing? Because it could be, I hear what you're saying in terms of that, okay, but the thing is, like Anna is saying, some people, is comfortable to them.
Yeah,
and some people, they might second guess it because they're thinking, what people are going to say.
That's my way of navigating.
So you just go with if you feel.
Listen, I dress up and I'm like, is this too much? Is it not too much? Literally, if I'm second guessing it, just with anything, if I'm anywhere I'm going, if I feel like I'm showing too much, then that's me. I'm not wearing that. If I'm not comfortable with what I'm wearing, I'm not wearing it.
So maybe that's what it is then. Maybe it's that element of no, I wouldn't even say comfortability, because like we said, some people are comfortable being nude. So I would say like maybe it's that thing of showing too much. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the idea of modesty. Like, don't show too much.
Yeah. So what can you show? Because some people be like, I don't want to see leg. I don't want to see.
No. For me,
chest.
it's the shoulder that kills me.
The amount of times I have heard shoulder
We'll give you a
and the
scarf
back.
to cover your shoulders.
Shoulder, babe.
Wait, can I just ask, what's sexy?
Oh no! Explicit content, guys. Sorry, we're gonna blur it out.
X-ray.
Explicit content.
I'll put the filter on.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? You show the shoulder on the internet.
And how many times have I heard in the story that your shoulders, you can be tempting costing a brother you can be costing a brother not to focus,
Brother,
and costing a brother to sing.
Pastor is not preaching on my shoulder. It's not.
Okay, so can we agree like the foundational basis of not showing is your front and your back?
Yeah. No.
Okay, that one is
And
okay.
no miniskirt to church. Don't wear miniskirt.
Okay, so
No.
can you imagine?
Wear tights.
It's horrible.
Yes, wear tights. You gotta show your legs. You gotta show your legs. Come on, man. Come on. You can't just wear miniskirt with no tights.
So we already know your reproductive organs should be closed.
Yeah.
Reproductive organs, guys. That's everybody agrees.
Yeah.
You know?
So your skirt, if it's gonna go past here, just wear tights. That
Really, past there. You think?
okay? If it's like higher.
Because that's the length variation differs with like tall girls, you know. Because for me, this that's acceptable for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm tall, babe. I don't
If
so
you got a
you get
bum,
what I
But
mean.
if you don't have a bum, it will stay. But if you have a bum,
I don't know that. Just wear tights. It saves everything.
Yeah, but you know sometimes you don't really want to. For example, if it's hot now,
Oh, it's true.
if it's during the summer and you just want to wear a
God.
skirt, and this is why you know what I can't like. This is why I don't wear skirt. Cannot lie to you.
Really?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to figure out, and because I am tall, and I don't wear most of my outfits. I don't wear it starting from my waist. I wear it on my high waisted.
Yeah.
So it's a thing where because I'm tall and I have more legs than actual body. If I'm gonna wear skirts, it's true. My torso actually stands for me now. So it's a thing where even if I'm wearing skirts, it's gonna be like a wow. I can see your legs.
I feel like modesty must be a self-discovery then for you as a person.
This is why I don't even wear
People's
skirts.
like you just mentioned, literally, people can give different opinions on what modesty looks like to them, because maybe off shoulder to them is like, how dare you show your shoulder?
Yeah.
But to me, it's like that doesn't even make any sense.
I just feel like let's not be outrageous.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Let's not be outrageous. My thing, like, and it sounds silly, but reproductive organs definitely off.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
We don't want to see your breast. I don't even want to see your breast. Do you know? I don't want to see your breast. I don't want to see your knee. Back it in. Back it in. Back it in. Back it in. And like we said, if you're curvy, don't do the front check. Do the back check, baby.
Yeah.
You know that's
Do the
where the
back
thing
check.
is jumping.
Do the back
so
check.
do the back check. Turn around. Turn
Turn
around. If you bend over, ooh, and you're seeing your hoo-ha.
Yeah, hoo-ha. Okay, now we've moved from reproductive organs. Now we also have, for example, now these days we have a lot of outfits that are cutouts.
Nah, literally trying to just to buy clothes online, like I genuinely struggle.
This is modest, Anissa.
This
This is what cut out
She's wearing a rape jeans.
looks like.
Literally,
Women over
honestly, it's like trying
But funny enough to some people, that's not even money.
Yeah.
No, some people.
Some
Yeah.
people a bit
Some people
too
will tell you
much.
you shouldn't. You know how you said you can't have going out clothes and things. Some people say that's not
Going out clothes.
That's not
someone
church
told me
clothes.
they got told off for wearing ripped jeans.
But how wild was it?
It wasn't crazy.
No, because I be seeing
Yeah.
some wild
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, as in, it's like your pocket has been ripped. Do you know what I mean? It's like your pocket is ripped. straight up. I said, come on now.
Yeah. Where's the jeans?
Come on, mate.
Where's the jeans?
Come on, mate.
The fabric's
I'm seeing your pants.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. To me, I feel like I struggle to find clothes online.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
Is it where the split is too high, or there's a...
That is true. Especially like Pretty Little Thing. Like
I don't go on that.
Yeah, I don't. I just like avoid it. Because everyone is just half naked on there.
It's crazy.
Which is not my style.
These days is hard. It's really
and
hard.
also like Fashion Nova, that's like another one. Basically fast fashion.
Yeah, that's true.
I still have one more question.
Okay.
It's still about community, but genuinely it's about Christians as well.
Alright, okay.
I still want to understand, what does when someone says a godly woman, it take away dressing. What personality does a godly woman have?
What's that in that way?
No, because I genuinely want to know, because it's something I've been thinking of. Is there like a
what personality?
Yes, in the sense of like you think about
Is that a thing?
No, but it literally is, because if you think about it, if you look at like a lot of like
a Christian woman has a personality.
Not just in the sense of like, can you actually be a very, very vocal person and still seem like you're a person a man would want to pursue as a Christian woman?
So this is about the male gaze now.
Not this one again.
No, because I was like,
what else you die for the male gaze?
Like, guys, it sounds ridiculous here, but I've heard people that have literally toned down their personality because they want to get married.
What?
Yes, they're like, I'm just gonna be a bit more laid back.
Is it?
I've heard that many times.
I've heard that before, actually.
I've heard it many times. It's not random.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that is actual from these people that actually genuinely think I'm gonna be, if I want to appear as a person that's
I've heard
marriageable.
That
Yeah, I've heard that before. I've heard it multiple times.
If you want to get married, you need to be a lot more soft-spoken.
Soft-spoken.
Go away.
I've heard of that.
I
said if you're bothered, I'm not the woman for you.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm so sorry.
100%.
There are different ways, the same way that we've discovered today, the same way that people classify femininity is different, the fact that we're all different kind of women, the fact that our personality is the same. I'm so sorry, I don't think God likes uniform in that sense. He created people individually. He instilled people to be different as well, meaning your personality traits are different. What do you mean a Christian woman, there's a personality attached to hey! Madam!
And when you ask that, my thought was, because the way that I sometimes tend to look at like humanity and people and different types of Christians, I always think back to the disciples of Jesus, because they were all so different from each other. So different. They all came from different backgrounds, all of this stuff, and they all came to love just Jesus. So the way that I'm looking at it now, it's like there shouldn't be a set personality for a Christian woman, because if Jesus could choose all these very different 12 individuals and love them despite what, like one of them betrayed, one of them denied, one of them did this, one of them did that, despite all of that, he still loved them. So why should there now be a set personality for women? Where is that coming from?
I think the one thing that is set is the essence of like what Genevieve was saying in Essence of Disciples, the way they loved God, the way they pursued God, the way they sought after God, uniform. Yeah. So for me, if I'm gonna go off of that, in terms of the similarities that you'll probably draw from Christian women, that because you can look at some Christian Christian women that are ahead of you, that when you draw the similarities across the boards and things like that, they are prayerful, they're always praying for others and more than they pray for themselves. 100%. That element of just always keeping things like that women are meant to make the home. I think those things are kind of what is linked to definitely being a Christian woman. I wouldn't say, but also in those essence, you also have those same prayerful women that are, some are highly opinionated and some are not. Some shout and some don't shout. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, where are we going to go from there?
Because sometimes we hear certain things and thinking, no, that's not happening. But it's actually happening.
It's real.
You tend to see certain people trying to sound the same, and they have similar ways of just acting and responding to things, and people think it's just random. It's not random. It's because
my lord.
They genuinely think that get out.
I don't know why. Like coming to America, whatever you like.
That's femininity.
That one is femininity.
Like a dog. She's coming in and she's like,
for you. It will not be me.
No.
No, but I feel like a lot of times though, people like they misconstrue, like they get confused the difference between personality and character.
Ooh.
That hit the wow. Yeah.
Don't get it twisted. They are two different things.
100%.
I can be a certain kind of person.
But there's a crack.
I'm outspoken, I'm loud, I say, I will be heard, I will be, you will listen to my point of view. I come into a room and there's a certain vibe I bring, there's a certain way I respond to certain things, but then there's my character. In the terms of like, how caring I am, how empathetic I am towards a certain thing, how I show love, how I'm caring, how much when we talk about Christian now, how much love do I have for God, how do I, reach out to my neighbors, how do I serve, how do I commit to things. Do you get what I mean? Am I rude? Am I polite? Being polite does not necessarily mean holding in your, being quiet and being meek in the corner. That does not mean it's two different things. Two different tastes. I can be loud, but then not necessarily be rude.
Yes.
Do you get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? There's two different things. I'm a loud person, but doesn't mean I'm a rude person. Do you get what I mean? Doesn't mean that I'm not respectful. Does not mean that I am not objective. Do you get what I mean? It's two different things. So it's a thing where I think people need to focus more on the character
rather than the
of a godly woman than the personality of who you are as a person.
And you know what ends up happening? People end up like faking it. So they end up thinking me appearing humble is me being like this. And deep inside them,
me being timid.
Physically.
They are not synonyms.
Literally.
They are not. They are not.
Like, Jesus was not timid at all.
He was flogging people. Can you imagine?
So if we're looking at if you're example,
if one Jesus can flip the table, we will not be flipping.
Seriously though, if the person that we're looking at, which is Christ, as followers of Christ, and the example that we have is Jesus, and he's humble, but he's also able to be assertive and still make his point heard. Like he's not hiding. Jesus was never hiding. As soon as his time for ministry started, he was out there. He was out.
See me today.
He wasn't quiet. He wasn't trying to like seem like, oh, I'm shy. Oh, don't.
Somebody that said I am.
I am. Who did you say that?
I am that I am.
Oh,
yes. Is that somebody that is
shy?
Is that somebody that is shy?
He knew confident. He knew who he was, and he let people know. And there's nothing wrong in knowing who you are, and knowing what you want, and letting people know that. There is nothing wrong in that. That does not mean so what you're telling me because you're a good Christian woman now. Oh, sorry, I cannot.
No, wait. No.
Thank you, my dear. People trying to make people hide who they actually are, and it's to me it's like initially I never cared. When I started hearing certain comments, I'm like, oh my days, people actually genuinely believe this thing of like there's actually a way of being like it's actually your personality has to be different. Like you have to if you're talking, what's so interesting? People don't realize that the reason why we're also different is because it's needed. Like you need loud people, you need someone that's very talkative, you need a quiet person. You need genuinely, which is why if I ever meet anybody, I never ever try to make them feel like they need to change how they are. Like if you're an extremely quiet person, that's perfectly fine.
I feel validated.
Thank you. No, but it's true. Like there's no, because if everyone was loud, you wouldn't hear anyone.
Come on, is it like you can't say to the finger, I want to be an eye.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, we all speaks about it.
Literally, there's no one. Like my point, there's no one way of personality to appear as like a valid godly woman. Like you being quiet and simple is also beautiful, but it doesn't mean that someone that's loud is less of a godly woman because she's more vocal. Like all of this is still okay. And the person, if we're talking about in the sense of dating, the person you're dating should like you for who you are anyway. It shouldn't be a thing where you're trying to, because if you pretend after a few months, you can't pretend for 2 years. You get tired. So regardless, like if that's what you're doing, it's not. That's already a bad foundation.
I'm so sorry. That's false advertising. I was tricked. I stand by your man. I don't usually do it, but this time I will do it. It's true.
they're thinking divorce, but I'm a Christian, I can't divorce.
No,
darling, it's your fault.
It's a prison. But no, it's true. And I feel like for the Christian men out there that are looking for a certain, don't hide behind I'm looking for a Christian woman. And say, oh no, because the person I want is somebody that is quiet, I will say yes sir. You'll be shocked. That is not about Christian. Take away the Christian from there. You know what you want. You want somebody that is quiet. There's nothing wrong with that. But just go find that person. Do you know what I mean? Don't now say, oh no, because I'm looking for a Christian woman because I know that she will be reserved, she'll be quiet, she'll be that's a lie.
I'm trying to detach personality and Christianity. That people need to realize that they're two different things. Like your personality is you. Christianity is a character, like you said, which is why I love the fact that you divided both of them, because it's like you can't expect everyone that's a Christian woman to be the exact same way. It doesn't make sense. And also if you're a Christian girl, listen to it, I don't want you to ever feel like I need to imitate my Christian sisters in their personality,
because she's engaged.
It does not say imitate because it says imitate Christ. Imitate Christ. Get away from that.
Amen.
Imitate Christ, not imitate your sister in the Lord.
being yourself and being an individual and the personality that God has given you is beautiful. Like honestly, I feel like people underrate all of this. Like everyone's personality genuinely is beautiful in the way a quiet person is needed to be observant, to see the details. A loud person needs to speak. Like all of these things, you need that. You can't have everybody having the same exact way of doing things.
It would be boring.
Honestly, it would be terrible.
God didn't make us that way. That's my point. God did not make us that way. And like back on the question, honestly, if you have ever been in a situation where you've been told, oh, because you are a certain type of way, because their personality doesn't enter the fold of what a Christian woman is meant to look like, then I would say, babe, pick yourself up. Because that's not the way to be. And if you've had that experience, then shame on that person that made you feel like that. You shouldn't be devalued because you're different. That doesn't make any sense. As long as like we said, your characteristics, you imitate Christ in everything that you're doing, then you should be fine.
Because you can be a quiet man. They tell you
the quiet ones that you should be scared. I don't know. I will express. Please be expressive. But if you're quiet, that's wonderful. The quiet ones, you don't know what they're thinking. They could be calculating. She's like, I've been calculating.
No, but it's true. It's true. Like there's no point acting. All of this acting. It just doesn't make sense. Your character will speak for itself anyway. If you're a loud person and your character is amazing, people will see that for what it is. Like it doesn't make any sense. It'll shine through regardless. And once they speak to you,
if you're quiet, it doesn't mean that you don't have opinion. You don't have an opinion. Because some people say, because she's so quiet, she I can just bulldoze her. I can just ram over her. She doesn't care. She doesn't have an opinion. I can just say anything, and that's why
she'll say yes to everything.
They think, she's a yes man, but no, not really. She's just not the type of person that necessarily expresses herself loudly.
I think also like quiet people, it's like with their actions, they kind of show you that I'm not gonna talk with this. So like if for example like in a work setting, like if they feel disrespected, like they'll probably like resign or something. So I feel like you'll know that they're angry or upset through their actions. They won't like vocalize it.
And that's why there's such a thing as quiet confidence, because you're quiet does not mean you're any less confident. Like it's just
I went through that weird identity crisis where it's like people keep thinking I'm scared or I'm shy, and I'm not shy. I'm like, how do I explain that? I'm not shy. I'm just reserved. I don't like to explain things overly. If I'm comfortable with you, then yes, I'll open up to you. If I'm not comfortable, you're not hearing anything because I'm not comfortable. And it's like it took a while for people. Like literally, I went through stages where people would even think, she's rude, or she's quiet, or she's shy. You guys are giving me labels. That's not me. I am neither of any of these things. I am not shy. I'm quiet if I don't know you to an extent. Even now, I don't even know if I'm quiet anymore, but it's what it is. I don't know. But it's like, it's just that weird thing of like people just constantly trying to label you like, this is like, no. And me personally, it's never really made me feel like I'm less of a Christian though. But it's because I've heard people.
It knocks people's confidence.
Yeah, I've heard people
it does knock
express themselves.
Said, if the fact that some women are saying, I'm gonna appear to be more laid back, I don't even know what that means. First of all,
for me, laid back is someone that's nonchalant. So they're gonna
please take your nonchalant. I'll kick it to the car.
Nonchalant.
Please. What do you mean nonchalant? Nothing moves you. I beg.
Are you stoned? You are unless There's blood running through your veins.
No,
So and the thing is that you also the ones that are trying to be laid back and something like you will, it's a thing where you will keep it inside, and then explode
one day,
and
it will be ugly,
and it will be
and that's not to you.
And then people would indeed now say, this is why you said
this is the real you.
This is why.
But meanwhile, you've been
chopped. That's it. And that's it with people. Like you should never like decide who you are or how you are based on people's opinions.
100.
Because people are fickle. One day they will say, and there were those that are waiting. They're waiting quietly. They're just waiting to see.
Yeah.
And the day you now do mistake, they will hold it on your head.
The thing that's something I definitely like. I'll say as I'm getting older. Even when you're young, obviously you don't understand what's happening. You just think people label you as if maybe that's who I am. Maybe I am like this.
I went through that.
And you're like, yeah, maybe because if everyone's saying this, then there must be a truth to this. But then I'm like, no, but I'm not scared though. But it's not scared. No, but it's crazy. Genuinely, it's a thing where people always think putting labels. You start to think, okay, maybe that's what I'm supposed to be like, and then I'm gonna just sort of, because I feel like sometimes there's power in the words, right? Yeah. And you sometimes reflect what people keep saying over your life.
Don't speak death onto me.
Literally, someone's constantly always saying, "Oh, you're so quiet all the time," but they never even giving you a chance. Like they just met you, and because you're not this loud, it's like automatically thinking, "Okay, that's who I am then. I am quiet." But did you even let me? How am I gonna just shout at you when I don't know you? Do you know what I mean? It's weird. It's like labels. I'm tired of labels. I don't care for them. I feel like if your person, as long as your personality is not, you're not rude. Because I feel like sometimes people think, oh,
how could rude be a personality trait? Pattern up.
No, literally.
What is that?
No, like I just say how it is. I say how it is.
Bad character.
I say how it is. It's not. We're not saying that. I'm not saying say how it is. I'm just saying like. If you are an expressive person, don't tone that down because that's who you are. If you're a quiet person, don't feel the need to shout because people are going to listen to you.
Yeah.
Most times, people listen to the quiet people more.
That's true.
That's really what happens.
Said, through actions as well.
Yeah, because they're so intrigued by what goes through your mind.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Yeah. So they'll probably focus on you more. So it's like it's never a thing of like, oh, if you're quiet, it's like, oh, you can even hide. No, both of them. And so you're deciding to do what you want to do.
Yeah, and I've always been an advocate for like just introduce people to a vibe that they never even expected.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things. Like some people think that this is what they want and this is how they. Do you know what I mean? Some people have an expectation of like, oh, these are the only kind of people that I rock with, or these are my certain type. Before you know, you get to know a person, you're like, that is not a vibe that I've been introduced to, but I love it, and that allows you to even grow and be different. So my thing is, be yourself and be that vibe that I'm gonna walk in and introduce people to a vibe that they didn't expect because that's who I am. That's what it is. Be yourself, embody yourself, and go forward.
Yeah, and I feel like that just like kind of summarizes the whole like thing on even all the way down from femininity to what a woman is like and what modesty is. It all boils down to knowing who you are, being set it. The world will adjust. Everybody, you tell them who you are and who you want to be, and they will get with the program.
It's true.
The ones that don't like it, they'll go. It's just, I feel like it just summarizes it. I feel like the most important thing is just knowing who you are. Because once you know who you are and you're set in that, no one can tell you otherwise. Because you will come and you'll be like, no, this is who I am. And you will find that confidence in letting people know that, nah, this is me. Take it or leave it. That's what it is. And more people don't be like, wow. Just because you're very certain, people are like, this one. That's how, because people are just, they're just some type of way shy. So they will always get with the program. Yeah. So you be happy, you be comfortable, and even if you don't know who that person is yet, and you're still discovering, that's okay too. Just don't listen to a lot of labels. Yeah. Don't latch onto that.
Don't feel like you have to fit into any labels. Just be you.
Yeah, just do you.
and through that you'll find your people. Because like when Fabi was saying how some girls feel like they need to change themselves to be able to be wifey material or to seem like a good Christian woman. No, like when you are true, like I was telling this to my brother the other day because it was teenage stuff and he's like, oh, I feel like whatever. And I said, at the end of the day, when you are yourself, your people will naturally gravitate to you. And people 100%. That don't rock with you, that think you're this and this and that, they will naturally just go away and find their own people. So even if you go through, like people like to say, oh, I'm in my hiding season. No, it's true. I've heard that too. What?
Hiding.
The Lord is hiding you. From what? I don't know.
From what? I don't know.
Who's hiding you?
Like,
So even if you're in your hiding season where you're going through
shock.
I think that's
Yes,
serious.
it's a real thing. These things are real. Yeah.
It's legit.
What does that mean? I know.
Hidden. The Lord is hiding you.
From what?
I don't know.
You don't know. We're still finding out.
But even if you're going through a period where maybe you're not as social or maybe you feel like unheard or understood, just know that that's probably part of your character development. And once you're out of that, that's when you will truly be comfortable and find the people that, you know, these are for you.
Yeah,
that's what I would
love
say.
that.
I agree.
Love it,
I think that's
love
a beautiful way to summarize. No, honestly, I think that's a beautiful way to summarize because it literally just says like, once you found out who you are, everything else will make sense.
Yeah.
In terms of like what's modesty to me, what's being a feminine woman looks like, what's being a Christian woman, what does that look like? Like all of that will make sense if you know yourself.
That's good.
And you know yourself in Christ, obviously.
That's
God's guidance. But yeah, literally, genuinely is finding yourself. Once you find that,
you're good to go.
you're good to
now.
go,
Sweet,
mate.
mate.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, that brings us to the end of the video. We made it! I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
How did you guys find it?
Gosh.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
Done.
Honestly,
Do you know what?
yeah.
Yeah, go on.
No, honestly, like for me, this has felt like therapy. Honestly, because it's
Sister's
like
corner.
because I feel like I tell you this all the time, like, you know, like I've been on that journey of self-discovery and realizing like who I am. So for me, like it's just amen to everything. Amen to everything. Like you guys are preaching it. So yeah, you've been like telling
Even me, I learned something as well.
Yeah.
And genuinely, I feel like you just, when you made a click of the thing of like dividing character, I was like, yeah, that's it.
It makes
I was
sense.
like, oh, it is, yeah. Because I'm trying to think, I'm like, what is it I'm trying to say? I know what I'm trying to say, but I don't know how to word it.
Let me
Like,
come in.
oh my days, yeah, it literally is the thing of like, you can't mix both, you can't mix personality and character. Like, they're two different things. And I'm like, oh, wow. Yeah, no, genuinely, yeah. Whoa, oh, you guys are amazing. I'm gonna end the video.
We loved it.
Loved it. Thank you guys so much for appearing on the today's episode.
Thanks for having us.
We hope that for those.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
We hope that for those of you listening that you've taken some, whether you're a female, whether you're a male, we hope that you've taken something from it. It's given you a new perspective, and that we've hopefully instilled a new mindset and perspective to go into for the new year.
Yeah.
Amen. Hallelujah.
See you guys next year, 2023. What?